from the Montreal Gazette, May 21st. Maverick U.S. scientist creates first synthetic genome. Craig Venter, an apparent mad scientist, has created an artificial, self-replicating bacteria whose parent was a computer.
No, he didn't.
This is known to nuts like me as gray goo, Frankenbacteria. Here are some potential uses for gray goo. Capture.
Let's stop it right there, shall we? I have enjoyed most of your videos, even the crazy ones. This one, I believe, is the first one I've ever thumbed down. And it makes it abundantly clear that you don't understand what's going on with this particular technology. First off, gray goo is a reference to a self-replicating nanotechnology, which breaks down matter to convert it to more nanobots to break down more matter, etc., etc. That is the gray goo scenario. The biological version of that is not called gray goo. That's called biology. We already have self-replicating biological units. You can call them what you like. Viruses, animals, humans, whatever. We're all self-replicating biological units. So you have an abysmal lack of understanding in the terminology. That's not what it is. Craig Venter was the first to create an artificial DNA life form. Self-replicating was one of the parameters for it to be considered an actual life form. And he created it out of the basic amino acids using a computer, yes. But it's not a synthetic nano machine, which is what the gray goo is. What he did was bypass the slow evolutionary process that scientists use to generate bacteria that produce or generate the virus in the weakened form. So he's suggesting that now he's going to be able to use his technique to just design a weakened virus. Or design a super virus. But either way, there's no gray goo involved. That is a blatant misrepresentation of what's going on here. And I'm extremely disappointed.
Carbon dioxide. You don't want plants breathing too much of that and making too much oxygen. Create hydrocarbons. Clean up water supplies.
Yes.
See, kids, gray goo is good for the environment.
Yes.
Also, create food substances. Not food, but food substances.
We're already doing that.
In other words, Soylent Green.
No, Soylent Green is people. We already create people, and we could already grind up people and eat them should we want to. You're making shit up here.
Most of what we eat is food substances anyway, so why not?
Everything we eat is a food
Here's the part where it
substance.
gets really freaky. Potential immediate uses include speeding up flu vaccine production.
Yes.
Okay, create self-replicating gray goo Frankenbacteria, and the next logical step is to put it in your flu shot.
Fallacy.
I guess that would be right alongside those insect cells that they also put in your vaccines.
There's a reason
You
for
find
it.
all this disconcerting?
No.
Well, don't worry. It's not a whole cell, it's only a genome, and it only works if you inject it into a goat.
Wrong.
Not to worry. It's not really any different from DNA altering technology that we already have.
That's right.
So
It's just faster and more efficient and more controllable, so you'll get less mutation or unwanted mutation and more of the preferred DNA structure.
Such as GMOs, which cause organ damage and shrink your brain.
Speculation.
It's not any worse than that, really. And the best part is that all this is being done with transparency. So in other words, they're making gray goo, and they're not only going to feed it to you, but inject it into you and your babies. But at least they're being honest about it.
I'm going to stop it right there for a second. This is a short video, and I'm glad, because you are so wrong in such a short period of time that it's mind-boggling. What exactly would you suggest for the future? Here's a bit of a scenario for you. I am a massage therapist. I touch people all day long. I have not yet had my hepatitis vaccination. Are you suggesting that I shouldn't do that? Are you suggesting that the vaccination for hepatitis doesn't work? Would you be comfortable knowing that I was exposed to hepatitis, which I haven't been, but if I was exposed to hepatitis, say, a week ago, and then I was working on you, and I hadn't had my vaccination, would you be okay with that? And it makes me wonder where you think progress should go. Should we stop? Should we go, oh, well, you know, God did it, so it's all okay? If there is a disease, say polio, smallpox, you know, little diseases, we shouldn't try to curb those diseases by using vaccines. Because vaccines are the method. Imagine it what you like, but washing your hands is not going to cover it. So should we not progress in science? What exactly would you find acceptable? What would make you happy? What's your end game? Just a curious thought. I think there's one more thing that I need to address here.
Man, I wonder if they're going to put that on the label of the flu shot this year. Contains gray goo. Self-replicating bacteria whose parent was a computer. Man,
oh
if
my
you take
God.
the flu shot, don't come crying to me afterwards.
I won't.
And then we have this article in The Ecologist from the 28th of June. The link between BP geoengineering and GM. In this article, you will find out that the same guy, Craig Venter, who made the gray goo that's going to go in your flu shot.
Oh, yes.
He's also been working on an engineered bacteria that's going to make methane.
That's right.
Yeah, methane, the greenhouse gas.
That's right.
So an artificial bacteria that makes methane, that they're going to release it into the environment.
Okay, here's where I know you're either ignorant on an epic level, aggressively ignorant, or you're being willfully deceptive. You, I know, are an extremely intelligent person, so I'm going to go with the second one, and it's extremely upsetting. The bacteria, the algae, the life form that he is designing, eats carbon dioxide, CO2, eats CO2, and produces methane as a waste product. So what he is designing is a life form that consumes the greenhouse gas that's warming up the planet that you don't even believe exists, eats CO2, so it cleans the environment, and when you have it in a tank, you capture the methane to reuse it as fuel. It makes CO2 and methane a renewable resource. You're being willfully deceptive here. I'm not going to unsubscribe to you, but I'm damn sure going to make sure that you're not spreading disinformation on this kind of a scale without a comment from me. This was disappointing.